Arjun and Meera, a newlywed couple, had always dreamed of starting their life together in a place that was both serene and inspiring. Arjun, a young and enthusiastic software engineer, had recently moved back to India after completing his studies abroad. Meera, his wife, was an artist who drew inspiration from nature and traditional culture. When they found the colonial-era house in the lush, rain-drenched hills of Kerala, it seemed perfect. The house, though slightly run down, had a picturesque charm. It was surrounded by tea plantations, with a beautiful view of the misty hills. The monsoon season had just begun, bringing with it heavy rains that seemed to cleanse the world and breathe life into the verdant landscape. As they unpacked their belongings, Meera couldn't help but feel a strange mixture of excitement and unease. The house had a rich history, and the locals had told them stories of its previous occupants. But these stories seemed like distant echoes, not something that would touch their lives. On their first night in the house, the rain was particularly heavy. Meera sat by the window, mesmerized by the rhythmic sound of raindrops against the glass. As she gazed into the garden, she thought she saw a shadowy figure among the trees. It was just a fleeting glimpse, and she quickly dismissed it as her imagination playing tricks on her. The next day, Meera began working on a new painting. She was inspired by the lush landscape and the vibrant life all around them. But as she painted, she noticed something peculiar. In the background of her landscape, a shadowy figure had appeared. It was almost imperceptible, but it was there. She hadn't consciously painted it, and it unsettled her. Over the next few weeks, the rain continued unabated, and so did the strange occurrences. Doors would slam shut on their own, cold drafts would pass through the house even when all the windows were closed, and eerie whispers would echo through the halls. Arjun, ever the rationalist, attributed these phenomena to the old house's quirks. But Meera couldn't shake the feeling that something was amiss. One particularly stormy night, as they were preparing for bed, Meera saw the shadowy figure again. This time it was standing at the edge of the garden, looking directly at her. She called out to Arjun, but by the time he joined her, the figure had vanished. Determined to find out more about the house's history, Arjun and Meera visited the local library and spoke to elderly villagers. They discovered that the house had once belonged to a British officer named Captain Richard and his Indian lover Lakshmi. Their love story was both passionate and tragic, marred by the societal prejudices of the time. Lakshmi had been a local woman of extraordinary beauty and grace. She and Richard had fallen deeply in love, but their relationship was met with strong opposition from both the British and Indian communities. During one particularly violent monsoon, Lakshmi had been killed in a tragic accident. Richard, consumed by grief, drowned himself in the nearby river. That night, Meera had a vivid dream. She saw Lakshmi's life unfold before her eyes, the joy, the secret meetings with Richard, the growing tension, and finally, the tragic night when Lakshmi died. Meera awoke with a start, her heart pounding. She realized that the shadowy figure was Lakshmi's spirit, unable to find peace due to the unresolved pain and tragedy. Meera shared her dream with Arjun, and they decided to try to communicate with Lakshmi's spirit. They sought the help of an elderly local woman who was known for her knowledge of old rituals and folklore. She suggested a seance to make contact with the spirit and understand what it wanted. During the seance, the atmosphere in the house grew tense. The rain battered the windows, and the room grew cold. The shadowy figure appeared again, more distinct than before. Through the medium, Lakshmi's spirit conveyed her sorrow and longing. She revealed that she was seeking closure and the reunion with Richard's spirit. The medium explained that to help Lakshmi find peace, they needed to perform a ritual that would symbolically reunite her with Richard. They had to find personal items that belonged to both of them and place them together during a monsoon storm, reciting prayers to release the spirits. As the monsoon reached its peak, Meera and Arjun prepared for the ritual. They had managed to find a few items, a locket that belonged to Lakshmi and a cufflink that had once been Richard's. On the stormiest night, they set up the ritual in the garden where Mira had first seen the shadowy figure. As they recited the prayers, the rain intensified, and the shadowy figure of Lakshmi appeared once more. This time, she was joined by the faint outline of Richard's spirit. The two figures moved toward each other, and as they embraced, a sense of profound peace settled over the garden. The spirit slowly faded away, leaving behind an air of tranquility. With the spirits at rest, the eerie phenomena ceased. The house felt lighter, and the atmosphere was filled with a sense of calm. Mira completed her painting, this time without the shadowy figure. It depicted a beautiful, clear landscape, capturing the serene beauty of their surroundings. The couple settled into their new life, their bond strengthened by the experience. Mira's artwork gained recognition, and the story behind her latest masterpiece added a hauntingly beautiful depth to her work. Arjun and Mira knew that their lives had been touched by something extraordinary. The monsoon season, once a symbol of mystery and fear, had become a time of renewal and peace. They embraced their future with open hearts, knowing that love and compassion could bridge even the greatest of divides. As they looked out at the rain-soaked hills, they felt a deep connection to the land and its history. The shadow in the monsoon had brought them closer together, and they were ready to face whatever the future held, united and unafraid.